Fear is the enemy.
Buggy City Music Box.
Whatever it is that you're going for, man, go hard. And hold on, never give up. You gotta have that mentality, man. I put in the work, I spent a lot of time on the waiting list. Never complained, I ain't never said shit. Shoot my shot, no fear if I miss. Imagine you chasing a dream that you love, only to find out it wasn't enough. You fall on your face, but you get right back up. And you fall back again, but you get right back up, yeah. That's the way that it's always been. Don't nobody care about the grind but you. Nobody putting in the time but you. Make up your mind who you wanna be. I know who I am, know what I want. Live by 2 words, mama mentality. And that's word to my mom, word to my pops, word to my little bro. They said make your mistakes, but don't make excuses on why you can't live and learn. On a couple occasions I damn near went broke. I'm chasing this music thing, and I ran out of hope. I threw in the towel, said fuck the hole in the street. I kept on writing and touring. I picked up a job cause I knew it was important. The money I made, I would stash it away just to fund my recordings. And I didn't wanna stop cause I didn't know how. I would lay in my room by myself late at night and I finally figured it out. I just wanna be the best version of me, make all the music that I wanna make. I don't care what nobody gon' say. You miss all of the shots you don't take. And the answer is no, if you don't ask. If it gets hard, this too shall pass. God is my witness and he got the plan. He got the plan. I put in the work, I spent a lot of time on the waiting list. Never complained, I ain't never said shit. Shoot my shot, no fear if I miss. Imagine you chasing a dream that you love, only to find out it wasn't enough. You fall on your face, but you get right back up. And you fall back again, but you get right back up, yeah. That's the way that it's always been. Don't nobody care about the grind but you. Nobody putting in the time but you. Make up your mind who you wanna be. I know who I am, know what I want. Live by 2 words, mama mentality. Yeah. Remember, man, you only in competition with yourself. Enjoy the journey. Enjoy the process. Pleasure and pain. R.I.P. the greatest. 0824.
I didn't like it. I hated it. It was bad, man. I was like this because my phone kept dropping, and I was just like, this is irritating.
Yeah.
So
Yo. What's up? We just catching up. It's been a while since I've talked to this young man, and we're just catching up, talking about old times. And the first time we sat down and did this, he was actually in his car. And he didn't really enjoy it, but at the same time, it was great.
That's cool.
It was still good information, and we had good conversation.
Made it work.
But welcome, guys. It's Circle Talk. We are here today for another episode with my good friend Anthony Andrisek. Nice seeing you again,
My
brother.
brother.
I've known this man a long time.
Yeah.
We played a lot of ball together, and we've ran the streets together. He's from the East Side. I'm from the Hilltop, but. Any place there was a basketball hoop in
East Side and Hilltop are family now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like back in the day, it was like more like, oh, you from the Hilltop, like that's just you.
Yeah.
You had some homies, right?
Right.
But like now it's just 253. Like we just
all day.
Everyone's been through so much.
Yeah.
That like everyone just says we family now.
Absolutely.
Tacoma's Tacoma.
Yep. Tacoma is Tacoma.
You know what I mean?
That's
like,
the best way to look at
it.
That's what I'm saying?
I look at like family.
Yeah, because a lot of us might be from East Side, a lot of us might be from the Hill, but we all rep that tactile.
For real though. For real.
So really quick, just want to give a thank you to all the sponsors. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support Circle Talk and everything that we're doing. iShotcha.com, Icon ENT. We're going to talk about the Chaya movement and Chaya fashion. And last but not least, Intentions Juice and Smoothies Bar. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Just really quick before we get into our conversation, Please, guys, make sure you guys are tuning in for next month. We're going to be doing 23 days of 23 days until Christmas is what we're calling. It's a marathon. We're going to do interviews from the 1st until the 24th of December. And I'm really excited to just get into it and end 2023 on a good note, catching up with some old faces, some new faces, and, just celebrating good people doing great things in the community. You know what I'm saying? That's really what this is always going to be about anytime we go live. So make sure you guys tune in. We're going to start December 1st with our good friend, Brendan Nelson, a good friend of mine. Known him for a long, long time, probably as long as I've known you.
I can't picture a face.
Well, he used to live, I lived on 11th and Grant. He lived on the corner of 11th and Grant. So he lived like 2 houses away from me.
Was he a Tiger? Stadium Tiger?
No, he didn't go to Stadium. I think he went to
White
Frost.
guy, black guy?
Black dude.
Tall, short?
Do you remember, do you know Roland or Rolanda Nelson?
Roland. I remember
Roland Nelson?
Well, I remember Roland, the basketball player Roland, but Roland was good, actually.
Yeah, he played basketball too.
Yeah, Roland was tough.
Alfred Nelson, tall, 6'3", 6'4".
Strong.
Yeah.
Almost looked like a football player.
Yeah.
He's old.
This is the baby brother.
I got you. Okay.
Brother.
Okay.
He's doing a lot of big things in the
Okay.
communities. He's got his own nonprofit. He stays working in the community.
A lot of nonprofits out
Yeah.
there.
He's doing amazing work. But we will be on Friday at 8 p.m. So make sure you guys tune in Friday with him. But this is not about them. This is about my guy here. So we're gonna be catching up talking about family and faith.
Amen.
And so how everything's been going since the last time we talked? Because it's been
there's a lot going on.
Year and a half, 2 years?
It's been about what's this called? A year.
Year?
A year. About a year.
Yeah.
So I mean, the family, man.
Yeah.
It's just programs, kids get older. I mean, shoot, you just from 1 month to the next, day by day.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're good. We're evolving. Kids are getting big.
Yeah.
Grocery bills getting
getting
crazy.
Absolutely.
But,
I really wanted to dig in and talk about the
lot.
kids because I'm seeing a lot of the kids.
Oh man, I'll give everyone the real, like for real.
So let's talk about
it's a blessing.
Let's talk about being a father, man. Let's dig in and talk about you being a father.
Yep.
How challenging has it been? How much do you enjoy it? Like, tell me. I mean, because you got different levels.
I'll be real honest with you, man. Like being the dad is like it's you have an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel like when we talked about, like before we got on this, we were talking about what are you grateful for?
Yes.
And like I feel like being a dad or a mom or just being part of nurturing someone in life, that has so much power.
Right.
And so like when I feel like, especially I'm older now, I'm 40, I just turned 44, getting old. But like I could tell from when I was 29, 30, having my daughter, my first child, to where I'm at now, having my 4-year-old. With my kids now, the scope I have with my kids now is like I'm more present. I understand, like I'm not old, I'm not young, but now I understand more of the impact that I have on my kids.
Right.
So like I'm grateful for the opportunity to be their dad. So now, and this is actually real talk, we've had a lot of people pass away that we know. And so this month has been really a sombering feeling for me because I've lost 4 people I know. And they're about my age or a little bit older.
Yeah.
And so it really hit me where I was like, man, I'm not young, I'm not old, and God's grace, and I try to stay healthy, live a healthy life, but I'm more thinking like, man, what if I passed away? What if I did this? So back to the kids, I'm always trying to talk to the kids now with a forward conversation. Like, Dad wants you to do this because of X, Y, Z, or Dad loves you. And I'm telling you these things because I didn't hear my dad tell me that often. And so I want you to have an understanding that Dad loves you, Dad cared about you. I try to explain to them more so, even when Mom and I get a little frustrated, because I was yelled at a lot. I don't think yelling, there's a difference between yelling at your kids because you want to get a point across versus just deconstructing yelling, just abusing them. So like my thing is more like try to explain to them so they can get an understanding, but also talk to them in a loving manner so that way they can feel empowered. And then when we have hard times, I like the fact that kids, in our house, they go to their place of quiet. Like if you're gonna act like that, go to your room. We don't want to deal with it. So I feel like I'm at a good place where I'm parenting stronger. And again, it's energy and time. Sometimes you have the energy, sometimes you don't. But anyway, being present, being grateful, knowing I have that opportunity makes me feel good, and knowing that they see me and that I'm dad. I had this thing I was praying about something, and God told me, I had wisdom come to me, and it said, the best thing that I've been called is dad.
Yeah.
The best thing I've ever been called is dad. Right. You know what I mean? And so like when I hear that, it's like, hey man, these kids know me as dad.
Yeah.
That's a powerful feeling. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And then being told that I love them, I care about them, because there's things that they get that I give them that I didn't get as a young kid. And so that's kind of like where I'm at. So it's like an ebb and flow of that, and then looking for inspiration and trying to evolve as a person, be responsible, so that way I can do more for them and leave them with more, and just trying to get more wisdom, trying to be a better man, staying accountable to my goals and objectives, being a present husband, where it's like me dealing with like working out problems with your spouse or whatever, and everyone has different things. Working problems out is important. Like some people run from problems. Yeah. You know, especially nowadays, we don't talk enough. And so it's like when we deal with hard times, we need to talk and be able to explain ourselves to somebody we trust. But and especially like in conflict, it's good to be able to have conflict where you guys can have some kind of resolution. Like I love my wife to death, but there's a lot of things we don't agree about. Right. There's a lot of things we do agree about, but one thing we do agree about is that we feel like our foundation is on Christ, it's on God, and that we have a self-respect for each other, even if we don't like something. And so I think the kids get to see us work those problems out. And I think in turn, it lets them see a good model of good and bad. They get to see mom hug, they get to see dad kiss, you know, obviously appropriately, you know what I mean? But they see that affection in the house. They also see that obviously things are not always going to be perfect. And I don't want to set it up where the world's like that, because it's not, you know, being the way the world is now, and obviously being even minority, we talk about that, you know what I mean? Like, because mom mixed, black and white, they know the white side of the family, they know black side of the family. Yeah. Those conversations come up. We explain that. You know, doesn't matter who you are, as long as you're loved and cared for. Absolutely. So those kind of things. So, absolutely. But anyway,
so
taking it.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. This is why we're here. We're catching up. Yeah. But let me ask you: have you found any challenges, because you have a daughter that's obviously a lot older than your son?
4 years. Everyone's 4'4".
Are they really?
4'4". Yep.
Have you been finding any challenges that you may not have experienced from your son when it comes to your daughter? Yeah. Some differences.
This is actually live time. So my daughter's a hooper. My daughter's an athlete. She's like the mini me of sports. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And that's to me is like the funnest thing ever. You know what I mean? Because I love basketball, and she does things that I'm like, oh, that's my baby. Yeah. And so you take pride in knowing that that's your kid. Yeah. So that's what I notice is because she's 13, she's starting to reach to that independence. So it's like I'm no longer like, she doesn't want to be hugged. She wants her privacy. She's got to get into her looks a little bit more. So now it's like I gotta be patient. Like we're trying to leave and she's got to do her makeup, and mom has to help me with that. And I feel like it's funny because like I feel like sometimes I'm dating my daughter in regards to like respecting her and her time and space. When I go to her room, I got to knock on the door. Yeah. How you doing in here? You know, and she's like, what? So I get limited answers and responses. I carry more of the conversation. I mean, but the beauty is that she knows I love her. I get the attitude. I absorb it. I just let her deal with. I just absorb it. But it's evolving, and it's like what I notice is like Christ loved us so much that he gave. You know what I mean? I think that's the thing that I kind of picture with my daughter, is that I give her time, give her space, give her respect, give her freedom. But I'm here. I'm here. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm here, dad's here. I don't try to crowd you. I compliment you. I give you the props. And then I work everything out with mom. So I'll go to mom and be like, hey, man, like, hey, she's tripping. Like, can you go talk to her? Because my confronting her is I might lose her. Mm-hmm. Whereas mom has a way to talk to her where I'm like, okay, cool. That worked out.
Yeah. So, how hard is it for you to know for all these years that you have been able to have these conversations with your daughter? She hit this certain age, and then all of a sudden it's no more about you guys having those anymore. And now she's like blocking you out.
So before we got started, we were looking at hey man,
I know it's tough, but
I'll just keep it real. Like in my what do you call it, experience? Like I said, we were looking at over the holiday. We were looking at pictures, and we had on your phone. You can pull up pictures on your big screen TV. Yeah, we were just bored. We didn't want to watch TV, so we were looking at my son's pictures, all this other stuff, and then her picture. We had her Rolodex and my wife's phone. Yeah, so the pictures came up, and it just grabbed me back to when she was like 6 years ago, 7 years ago. And I'm like, oh, look at her little face. Look at that. And then she was watching. I was like, you didn't talk back then. so I'm like, look at you, look so cute. Yeah. And so, but anyway, what I realized is time goes by really fast. Yeah. And then I get happy, then I get sad. The sad part is thinking I only got about 4 or 5 years left with her. Yeah. Before she starts reaching for college or doing grown women stuff. Yeah. So she's 13. I got 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And that's not to say that obviously we're not going to have a relationship. My goal is to have a good relationship with my kids where they want to come around. I don't want to be so overbearing where they don't want to come back around. I think that's my fear, is feeling like, I know when they get their lives going, they can call me as much and things like that. But the goal is to be like, I want them to know, like, hey, we have something even past the adult stage. Right. But that's what I think about. Is I got a little window left, and I'm trying to get everything I can out of it and give her what I can. And hopefully she takes some of the things that I feel like are good principal values in our household, and she can carry herself as a young adult. One of the things me and mom do agree on is we want them to be self-sustainable, self-sufficient. With her as a young girl, I want her to feel like, if you start to date, that's a plus to who you are as a person. But I want you to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. You see what I'm saying? Be able to do your work, have self-esteem, and be able to bring something to the table and not rely on a man or whatever, to give you everything.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
And that's a
young girl.
Man, that's a whole nother conversation in itself, man. Because, like, there's been a lot of this talk, and I'm not trying to take a different approach, a different lane, but you didn't grow up that way, right? Where dad did all the work and mom stayed home?
Yeah, that was old school.
Really?
Yeah, my dad was military, and my dad always had the attitude like he'll take care of everything. And my mom, she was a nurse, and then as my dad retired from the military, he was like, I need you to be a stay-at-home mom. And I think like that was a generation then, more so than anything, I think.
And she chose to stay home.
She was a homemaker. Yeah. And then when my dad passed away, it got a little challenging for my mom financially, because basically he wasn't there to support.
Yeah.
So, but when we were younger, he was solid in the home, and there was structure. And just like I said, it was dual parenting. Yeah. So like when
that's interesting.
Yeah. So I got a little of it. I got a little bit of it when I was young. And then obviously when he passed, going in my teenage years, it was real challenging for the household because mom had to take control of everything. Right. And so you had the emotional part that she had to be mom and dad. Mm-hmm. And then she also had to be financial for both. Mm-hmm. And so, and then we were, obviously rambunctious boys. Mm-hmm. So we were just, running the street, kind of trying to be defiant. We started to get a little bigger, not, being listening to mom talking back, which I'm not proud of today, but obviously there's wisdom with that now.
Absolutely.
So anyway,
I just see a lot of it. I'm seeing it in the news all over Facebook and all these search engines talking about men supposed to be doing this and women just.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Like I'm the kind of guy like I know what my limitations are. Like I don't do the electric.
Yeah.
I'll call somebody.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm not scared to lift anything or do anything. So there's certain. I think we're just built different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not a what do you call it? I'm a very honest person, and I'm not over proud. I like expert advice, and if I don't know it, I like to learn it. Right. So if I called you, I say, David, man, I got this plumbing issue, man, and could you help me? Like, oh, check this, check that. Okay, cool. What do I have to do? Then if I got you over there, I'd be like, okay, so in the future, what would I have to do? What should I be doing? I like to learn. I like to like extract wisdom. So if I don't know something, I love to ask someone who does know something, and then get that into my repertoire. Because I mean, I don't know it all. You know what I mean? And I don't have that. What I hate is trying to act like I know it all, mess something up, and then it's worse. It's worse off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like my dad was the suspender wearing mechanic. That was my dad. The old school. No lotion, no faded haircut. Yeah. Just rough. I'm gonna fix it. Yeah. Like that kind of dude.
That was you know, hey, my dad was the same way.
Military don't
know he ain't watching. But if
Sure.
he was, he'd probably be like, I was the same way. My dad used to do the same thing. He was in the military, thought he could figure everything out. We had like 11 cars in front of the house, and everybody wanted him to work on them. He's gonna fix all of them. So all of them end up there for months on end.
You might need that tire. That car alone. You never know.
You know what I'm
Parts,
saying?
Man.
That was my dad.
My dad had a TV repair shop.
He did?
23rd in what is that? 23rd and what's the hill there? 23rd and
which one? J?
Nah, the main one, the strip, the old school strip.
MLK?
K Street.
K Street?
Yeah, 23rd and K.
Okay.
Yeah, back in the
23rd and K.
Back.
Trying to think.
That was like whenever it was.
There's a church right there.
Yeah, man. 23rd K Street.
Like Kitty Corner, or was it right across the street? Remember where the church is at?
It was like down. It was like. Churches on this side is like down the main street, or not. Actually, I don't know. Scratch it. He had a TV repair shop on the hilltop. And so, but he fixed TVs, and so he was a mechanic. He did mechanical work. He was retired military. And so that's what he did out of the military. So he was all hands on with everything.
That's great.
Yeah, my younger brother's more like him than me. I'm more like.
How is your younger brother anyway? I haven't seen him anywhere.
Aaron, we went to Thanksgiving at his house. He lives in Auburn, and he's got a good lady in his life, and he's got his son.
That's good.
And he drives buses for Metro.
That's cool.
So Aaron's just basic. He goes to work, goes home, goes to programs with his kid, does fun stuff on the weekend.
That's good.
Aaron's very simple.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, I'll say
tell him I said what's up. It's been a long time.
He'll give you a lot of energy. David, what's up? My God. Yeah,
we go way back.
Aaron's good though. Yeah.
So how important is family time? Not just your family, but getting together with as many people from your family as you can. How important is that to you?
Man, that's crazy. So like my brother and I, so over the holidays, obviously Thanksgiving, you know, and this is a good question because sometimes the holidays are not always good for people.
Right.
My wife and I talked about that. Like some people don't look at the holidays the same, you know, just because of various reasons. So like, well, this was a little different this holiday because there's some health issues within the family. Yeah. And so like people that don't maybe not feel as good, so the energy's not there that they want to show because they don't feel good. Everyone kind of, you ever know when there's a problem? Everyone knows the elephant in the room, but then everyone's trying to talk about it. So like it was one of those holidays, but it was good, and it was good. Not saying bad, it was good. It had its challenges. Right. The challenges were trying to get everyone organized, trying to make sure who's cooking and stuff like that. No one really wants to cook from scratch too much anymore. So, but anyway, it was good in a sense that we did make it work. On my wife's side of the family, we also participated. We house hopped. We went to a friend's house to check on them, and then we went to my brother's house. And then my mother, she has health issues, and she's wheelchair bound. Now she can't do a whole lot, so she's in assisted living. And we had to pick her up, and they have like a curfew, so it's like there's that, and then it's always like a little bit of a feeling of like, God, we got to get mom back, and then we don't want her there and stuff like that. So it feels bad. It's like a heart-wrenching pull you know. But nonetheless, we got together, we laugh, we joke, we pick on each other, we crack on just stupid stuff. And it brings me back, and it lets me know, going back to like being a dad, that's my mom was telling us, like, those memories, you're making those memories, whether it's good or bad, make the memory, show up, you know what I mean? Show up, you know, and let it turn out the way it needs to be, but make the memory. And I think that's important, you know, is make the memory. You know, we don't get together as much. I think that's what we think about afterwards. Like, damn, we haven't really seen each other in a minute, because we have excuses, but you still can call people, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's like, gotta work, you know, oh, kids got programs, are busy, we're tired. And then the day goes, it's the next day. And so the next day comes and you're like, oh, I need to call them and do that. You let days go by, weeks go by, months go by. And all of a sudden that connection, it kind of separates a little bit. So anyway, more together is important. And we talked about, like, once a month, just saying, hey, if it works in people's schedule, maybe we can do dinner night and just say, hey, let's just get together, potluck it, bring something. Doesn't have to be all night. Just get together and spend some time.
Absolutely.
So that's important.
It's very important.
The kids need to see that. I think the kids need to see that a lot.
Do you guys have something just within your family that you guys do every year that is outside of the regular, like, birthdays, holidays,
like vacations?
Is there something that you guys?
We do
every year?
Well, my daughter plays AU, and we paid out a lot of money. Things cost too. So we do. We usually plan like one family vacation. It could be obviously, it could be pretty nice, or depending on budget, you know. But we do. We try to, like, summertime, we try to do like camping, lamping, or like just go to a place to set up, you know, parks, you know, you have to be expensive, but just making those weekend times, planning some stuff. But we definitely do try small vacations, go to Portland, Seaside Beach, or Vegas. This summer was good because my daughter had AAU trips, and so when basketball was going on, we did the basketball, and then once the basketball was in it, we tried to enjoy where we were at together. So we do spend a lot of time. Like
That's good.
Yeah,
that's
good. It's usually all about the kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Me and my wife want more us.
Yeah.
So we need more. I need to be better about date nights. So, like, that's something we're going to be trying to do, is like, you got to still date your spouse.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm learning now more. You got to date her, because sometimes you guys need that time. And so what kids do is they sit right here, and then you're looking around like, hi, how are you? When are we gonna, you know, so you got to make,
when are we going to have our time?
Yeah. And that's that. I'll be honest with you, as a husband, I feel like lonely sometimes, because the kids take up so much time.
Yeah. And
so at the end of the night, we both don't have the energy. We're both just like, I'm just going to bed. I got to get up early. And so it's like, we didn't really have a whole lot of time to like click. And it doesn't have to be intimate, you know what I mean? Like sexual, but it's just like how we're talking, in a sense of, like, you know, more just quiet, not uninterrupted. And so it's like, we last Friday, we went to Hop and Drops. It was happy hour. We don't drink. We don't really drink. Nothing like that, but just go out, order some food, and just kind of like not have interrupted time.
Yeah, for sure.
And my daughter is old enough now to kind of watch the kids for a few hours.
So you go.
And so we got back. We're like, oh, we got to do that more often. So it was good.
Well, you know, it's kind of funny that you brought this up, because my next question was a question that I asked you last time. Yeah. And I still remember the answer, but I'm going to ask you again. How important is your wife to you?
Oh, man, that's a good one. See, you want me to give you a TV answer?
Be real,
She's
man.
The one.
Keep it 100.
I'll be honest. This is because it's funny how your relationship evolves. And so with Nicole, I can't imagine life without her.
I remember when you guys first got together back in the, hey, wait.
We trip on this sometimes. Sometimes we be looking at each other like because we've been together 24 years.
Long time.
So I'll be 44. We met when I was 20. It's always easy to do that math.
Yeah.
And so our 20th anniversary, married anniversary, will be this January 14th.
That's crazy.
So we are looking at it like, Jesus, like, we've been here for a long time.
Right.
And I just can't. I've grown up with her.
That's so awesome.
It would be really hard for me to be away from her.
That's awesome.
Because it would be an adjustment. I've been with her my whole life. I've lived with her and been with her longer than I was living at home. You know?
Yeah.
So I can't imagine life without her. I like knowing that she's home when I get home. I like knowing that how she is with the kids. There's a flow that is in the house when she's obviously being home and doing things the way she does things. I'm used to that. She does our bills. She manages in a way where I don't have to give thought to things. I'm programmed to know that I rely on her in that way. So there's this ultimate trust. And before we got married, we had a pastor. He said, one of the things about your marriage, and I'll give you a metaphor from the Bible. He said, Adam and Eve were sent into the garden, but they were naked and not ashamed. And I always have thought about that in relation to my marriage, is like, we're naked and not ashamed. So my nakedness with her is just, I trust her openly. So I don't know any difference.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that, like, now I'm learning to love her in a different mental way because we're older. The things that I used to do to get her attention back in the day, it don't work. Like, I used to think, when I had good hair, you know what I mean, light skin, come in the house, that stuff don't work. So now it's evolving and it's, but I love her the same. I still look at her the same, in terms of I'm attracted to her, and so, but the respect is there. I don't talk to her crazy. She don't talk to me crazy. If we did, we both be looking at each other like, why are you talking to me like that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think we definitely.
What's really going on?
Because we don't talk like that.
Yeah.
So and it's weird when you're with somebody for a long time, you just know their energy. Like, I know when she's just don't want to be bothered. Yeah. I know, I'm like, she's not in the mood right now.
Right.
And I just leave her alone. And I think we both are very independent. Like, we both are more, we need each other, but we're not so codependent. Like, we can't do our own thing. And I think that's what's helped us out. Like, we have trust for each other. Like, if she goes somewhere, I'm like, that's what she wants to do. Yeah. I'm like, all right, well, what time? Okay, cool. I'll see you later. Bye. Usually it just has to do with the kids. Like, are you going to pick up the kids? And so it works. But but other than that, I can't picture life without her.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. I guess
that's beautiful.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Because she left,
it makes
I'd be
me
like,
cry.
damn, I'm like, hey man, where you at? Where you at, man? Everything's falling apart. She went on a vacation by herself though for 4 days. Yeah. And I was in the house. I was scared to be in that house by myself, man. It was quiet.
All freaked out, trying to figure it out.
I'm a grown man. I'm like, man, I'm in the house is lonely. I slept in the living room. I was sleeping in my room, closing doors, man. It was just too quiet. So but I'm used to her. I'm used to the kids. I'm used to routines, and just like I said, I'm so patterned in that I don't know any difference.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. And I'm gonna ask this because I know there are people.
Is that good?
That's an amazing answer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what I expected. I mean, because you said that to me before, and I know you don't lie to me about nothing. You've told me nothing but the truth as long as I've known you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah,
that's the truth.
I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you.
You're right. But I'm gonna ask
we're not
this
on Jerry Springer.
No, we on Circle Talk. We chilling. Hey, I see a couple people up there. I want to say hello to Michael Miller's watching. Brandon Irvin's watching. He wants to say hello.
What's up, man? Miller?
Yeah, he said he wants to give you over to Chief Leshai to do some basketball drills with the team or something.
Is he you coaching?
I don't know what he's. Hey, you coaching, Brandon? Are you up there? Well, we'll see. He'll hit us up. Alicia's watching. What's up, Alicia?
Who else we got?
But I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, Brandon Irvin. Brandon's a good dude.
Virgil.
Brendan.
Remember Virgil?
Is that Brandon Irvin?
Yeah, that's Brandon Irvin.
He's gonna
be on Circle Talk next month.
Yeah, man. He's Brendan. Shout out to Brendan, man. He's solid in our community, man.
He's over at TCC still.
Yep, doing like community activism, and it's crazy. You know what's funny? Looking at what people I knew back then, who they were as a person, what they do now.
That's great. That's
because Brandon was always kind of like that.
Right.
how he is now, like that leadership. He was always he was interested in people.
Brandon used to always think he was all swagged out all the time.
He was, but we all were. we all were. Come on, man. You know what I mean?
No, shout out to me. That's my dude, though. You know, joking. You know, this is
Brandon would get those moves.
Yeah.
Slow now, but it's in my mind.
Now he been working out though. He's getting his workout in too, man.
Hey, stay healthy.
Yeah,
that's one of the things.
That's one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about too. I mean, I
gotta lose a little bit of weight.
I mean, we've been on. Shoot,
I got about 13% body fat. I gotta trim up. I can be in better shape.
We've been on about 30 minutes. How much time you got? Because
till 10.
I didn't even touch,
till
bro.
10, we're good.
I didn't even touch on anything.
I want to
touch on.
Time. It's up to the people.
I wanted to ask you about, because there's some people out here that I know are married. You guys been together 24 years. Mm-hmm. I've known you guys. You know, I remember when you was first, going at her and trying to get at her and stuff, and you started bringing her around every once in a while, and I was like, okay. Well,
do you know where we met?
I thought you guys met at the Y.
Yeah, late night.
Yeah,
late night.
The Y.
I was in junior college. She was just graduating from Wilson. Yeah, and I was working late night to make some pocket change and to help out with the youth program because I wasn't old, but I was still young. Right, I was still making those healthy connections. Yeah, and she was 18. My intentions weren't that. My intentions were to help her with basketball because she shot like this. I was like, let me help you. But she was an athlete. Yeah. And so it was innocent. And so later on.
He's the principal at Chief Leshai. Okay. What? CUB?
No way.
Hey, good. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. You ain't even giving us the information. You got to give us the memo,
hit
bro.
Me up on Instagram, Andrisek 253 or Tony A Performance. Yeah, just message me on Facebook.
And anybody that's watching, Brandon's going to be on Circle Talk next month. I think it's December 8th.
That's my alma mater.
Yeah,
is Leshai. Yeah, man. You know what's crazy? Yeah, it's a long time ago when I was. This is actually like probably 8 years ago, 10 years ago. I tried to go back out there to help out, and the coach then wasn't even feeling it. And I'm like, we won a state championship. What? Yeah, and I felt hurt. I was like, bro, I was just like, man, I'm trying to bring value here. Yeah. And I'm like, you ain't even showing no love. And then I just never kind of went that way again. Well, I just kind of I was like, man, that's what I've always been. That's crazy. Shout out to my Native American brothers and sisters, absolutely. Man. Like I have a strong connection to the Native American.
That's crazy,
community, man. That's the natives took me in for real.
That's good, though.
Yeah, so that's good people. Any time to help out my Native family.
So I wanted to ask you about. I know we've been kind of bouncing all around, but just being married. What are some of the key ingredients for people that are just getting married to help them continue staying married? Because I mean, we're seeing a lot of divorce, a lot of DVs. I mean, and how can we help? What is something that you can tell us?
I think that's a good one because I think the rules of the game done changed.
My daughter is actually getting married. My 21-year-old.
I think you gotta have. I think you gotta have a strong foundation of what's your core values. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't want, if someone's a believer, obviously you believe in God and stuff, but I think you got to have good foundational core values. And that's important because your values are what keeps you grounded. Yeah. Right. So I think that's important. I think you got to keep attraction for your spouse or your loved one. I think that's important. Like whatever attracted you to them, you want to try and keep that attraction for them. Okay. And I think obviously trying to stay healthy minded, do things together, have hobbies. Hobbies are really good. Have hobbies that are pretty congruent. Don't be selfish. Learn to be unselfish as you can. Work out issues together, whether it's finance, a lot of people get selfish with that. You're on the same team. Absolutely. And I think some people, they look at it, don't compete against the other person. Understand that you're working together. And so having conversations about what you guys want the future to look like, what their goals are. Be a cheerleader of their goals and their dreams and aspirations, and have patience with where they're at in their life, you know, have those talks that are important. Don't leave without trying to move past a conflict. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good sex life, you know, that's good. Not, you know, like, you know, making sure you guys are showing that intimacy for each other to keep you bonded is good. And that's that we shoot, you know, and they just keep working it, you know, and don't, you know, the abuse part of it, you know, like how you guys talk to each other is a huge one. I know, like, when people feel disrespected or there's no trust there, that really fractures people. You know what I mean, though? And people do change. I think, like, you have to understand that the person you're with is going to change and evolve.
Yeah.
So, like, understanding that person might not be the same person they were 5 or 10 years ago. They might just be at a different place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah,
With
that's
how they
interesting.
think. So, like, think of the old school.
Yeah.
Think of some old people, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like they've worked out a lot of things. And I think the love that you have for each other is the commitment you made to the marriage, and getting out of fairy tale land of what the world wants to show you and getting back to principle of what's real. You know what I mean, though? Some people want the fantasy. They want too much of the fantasy. And the only way you give that fantasy is being real within your marriage.
Yeah. Facts.
I don't know if I'm Dr. Phil, but I'm just telling you, like, what's worked for us. You know what I mean?
It's all good.
So it's a challenge. Like, it's not something. It's like anything else. Like, it's like you want to lose weight, but you don't want to change your diet and lifestyle.
Right.
You know, you got to invest in it. Whatever is the time and commitment and what you find important. It's kind of goes back to, like, you know, what's your why? You know, why do you do what you do? Like, what is the reason of your motivation? You see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
My motivation for my family is that I want my family to reflect the excellence that I feel that I see outwardly. So it's like, if I'm taking care of my wife, it's a reflection of me. If I'm taking care of my kids, it's a reflection of me. And so, like, when people see my family, I want them to see a reflection of, like, how I'm taking care of them. Not financially, but emotionally.
Yeah.
They're smiling, they look afraid. I don't want that. I want them to reflect kind of like the openness that I feel in terms of how I view the world in myself, you know, in my lens. You see what I'm saying?
Interesting, yeah.
So that's kind of how I look at that. And then I'm very perceptive of how that looks in the household. You know, if my wife's looking all tired all the time, like, she needs a break. That's important for me. Because I don't want her to be ran down, because if she's ran down, I feel it. House feels it. So I'm very emotionally connected to what's going on in the house.
Absolutely.
And so I watch that, and when things are going in a pattern or in a certain way, I can see it going good. I'm happy. I'm fine. Wife's cool. I'm like, all right, I'm out. You know, I'm doing this, or you want to do something later, and then you can feel the energy in the house. I mean, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
absolutely. You can tell when things are a little bit off.
Either good or.
And I'm the kind of person, if you don't love me, I would rather you be with somebody else.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want to force them. And I believe that there's always somebody for somebody.
Absolutely.
Even though I'm with my wife, I love her. If she didn't want to be with me no more, it would hurt like hell. But I feel like, you know, I'm a good person. I know my values, and I know, like, there's going to be someone that loves me. I have that self-esteem to know, like, hey, you know, I could, you know, fall in love with somebody else too. I don't think about that.
Right.
But the reality is that, you know, you got to have enough self-esteem and feel good about yourself in the sense that you have value of yourself, and that you can always give that to somebody else, and you should receive. You should be able to look for that. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
Don't set your standards low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you say, I can't date, you doing drugs, I don't do drugs.
Right.
I can't kick it with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, though? So try
Absolutely.
to have some commonalities is good too.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I don't know.
So
Does that help? Does that help everyone out there? Just being honest.
Rosa said communication, keep it exciting, keep it loyal, no cheating, laugh. 22
Laugh
years.
is a good one.
22 years.
Yeah, clown around. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another thing we send Instagram messages to each other.
Oh, really?
So sometimes
that's cool.
With Instagram, we look at what's funny and we'll send this to each other and we'll be like, hey, did you see that? What I sent you? We do that. Instagram helps.
That's cool.
That's where that's how, because we're on social media. We be looking at stuff, and sometimes you just get scrolling on your phone, and then I'll send her stuff. I'm like, you see what I sent you about that dude with something, and she's like, yeah, and that gets us talking.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That gets us
I didn't even think about that, but that's actually a great.
It's a way to communicate.
Yeah,
staying or on messages, something that comes on my heart with the kids or. Like, that reminds me of, like, do you see that thing about that? Because sometimes you get inspired by things and you're like, that's what I wanted to say to her. That's what I was trying to say about the kids. And I'll send her stuff from this.
That's a great idea. Y'all hear that? Send each other messages on social media.
That actually is new. That's what we do right now.
That's a new.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that, but that's a great idea because we're all so confined to
a phone.
Facebook.
So YouTube, you see something Instagram, comes across, something funny, just send it to them.
Why you got to send it to other people? You send it to them.
I got to turn that off. Sorry, people.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So I wanted to talk about something else too, because obviously, if anybody has any questions that's watching, hit up my guy Ant, let him know, and I'll go ahead and ask him the questions if you have any for him. Let's talk about surgery. I think last time we talked, it was before you.
I had hip surgery.
You had another one.
I had a partial hip replacement.
You had another one though, right?
Yep. And then I was trying to still be young.
Tell us about that.
I had a partial hip. I had a bad hip that I was managing for like probably 10 years, and got to the point where I couldn't, do things that I normally would do. It was hurting. So I got a partial, and that gave me the full range of motion. And basically, I was 10 months post surgery from the partial, and I started feeling really good. Rehab myself, and everyone, I love basketball, so I would still try to go out there and shoot and do stuff. My daughter plays, and sometimes I would go shoot. And so I got, I would say, what do you call that? I got not manipulated. I got persuaded to play in a men's league. So it was on Sundays. My Sundays were going to be like that day. I'm like, okay, I'm going to play once a week.
Yeah.
First game was on a Sunday.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I had a hard workout on Saturday. It was the most I've lifted. So I was starting to get back into heavy because I wanted to work on some sports performance like explosion.
Yeah.
So I was doing hex bar squats, box jumps, plyos. I should have took 2-3 days off. I didn't take it off. So anyway, played Sunday, first quarter. Second quarter, I had about 13 points. I was cooking. I felt like I was having a flashback.
Yeah.
So, man, I'm cooking. So I run down and I get an on-ball screen. I try to take this on-ball screen, and when I accelerated, my hamstring tendon it was like a crack pop. And I didn't know what it was because I never felt that in my body before.
Yeah.
I just knew something bad happened.
Right.
And so anyway, I do personal training for a physical therapist. So I had a good resource. I called my guy Brent, a G4 athlete, and he was like, ooh, sounds like proximal hamstring tendon. And so anyway, I got an MRI, and that's the result. And so they have to attach the tendon back to the pelvis. And so I got that a couple months ago, and so I'm rehabbing right now. I just started walking like 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
No crutches. So anyway, that's another 6 months. I can't do any running, but I'm done. Like I'm done. I'm a certified trainer now, so like my focus is just being healthy as I can, helping people. And I think just from being an athlete, as long as I understand those ebbs and flows in the body, and then I have more obviously a scientific approach based on my knowledge. So now I'm able to kind of like really understand training loads, training volume, muscle balance, imbalance, the soft tissue, how you're supposed to do this, how you do that. And when I look back at my training, it's overtraining. It's overtraining. So your body needs these adaptations. Yeah. And so like as you get older, you really do have to take that time for like myofascial release and stretching, versus you're younger, your tissues are a little more pliable. You can just go.
Just go and go.
And the truth is, as the better in shape you are, actually the more efficient you'll be. So like now getting people our age to be less deconditioning is like the challenge. Yeah. Like, weight, obviously because you're getting older. Weight's just a natural byproduct. You can fight it. You got to be good with your diet, be consistent.
Yeah.
And so those are challenges. But yeah, I had the surgery, and so now I'm rehabbing, and got to be patient with your body, Mother Nature.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like you can assist Mother Nature with recovery, but you gotta rest.
Absolutely.
Those things, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy.
Don't be like me.
Well,
be careful.
I'm 2 years older than you, so for me,
you might be good though.
I just,
Yeah, it happens.
I
don't feel sorry for myself. I don't feel sorry for myself. I mean, it's just if you stay with it long enough and do things to a certain level, injuries are part of sometimes the journey.
Yeah.
Part of the journey. But it's a blessing. It's a blessing because I was able to get time off work. I'm God bless to getting paid. I'm off 3 months, and work for the state, so I've been have good medical, and so that's a blessing. I could be in a whole different situation. So God's worked it out that way. I'm able to get my full income, and I was able to study and finish my certified personal training certificate for my National Academy of Sports Medicine. So I was able to really concentrate on that, spend time with the kids. So this has been a really good downshift, and then really just to slow down and take in what I want to do next in a sense of like time and pace. Absolutely. So it's been a blessing in disguise because I'm the kind of person I'll just go. I don't slow down.
No.
And then
I see the videos all the time.
Yeah. So anyway, my wife's always like, "Are you gonna slow down?" I'm like, "I will to a degree, and I will to a degree. Yeah. But obviously, this is how I'm wired. Yeah. I've accepted who I am. Yeah. This is how God made me. Yeah, absolutely. always been take me or love me. Always been high. Love me or leave me.
All over the place. Yeah. All the time.
But it's a good thing. So
but it's always
a superpower.
Yeah.
You just gotta, you gotta look at what it's good to have that, but you gotta really organize yourself. And that's what I'm learning.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm learning. So I have a to-do list now, and I'm like, if I don't get these things done throughout the day, then I feel like I didn't get nothing done. So it could be like from 2 to 3 yard work. From this time, I've always got my days like this now. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And so now I'm looking at the days where it's like I got training on this day, I got this on this day, I got kids on this time, so it has to be on a schedule. And I'm just trying to, and then I try to set myself up for my lifestyle things the day of. So I have non-negotiables, like this is how much water I drink a day. This is the kind of things I kind of eat to be on a routine. So it's like it's called implementation. I'm implementing for chaos. So I'm already kind of pre-planning what my day will be like. And then that way, if I get stuck, I'm kind of already on a flow. Yeah. You know what I mean? So anyway.
Okay. So I want to ask you, I'm going to backtrack.
You ask good questions, by the way. These are good questions.
There's
this is an art because I do a lot of talking. He's good. He's good. So you got to tune in with this guy. These are good questions.
So I'm gonna backtrack a little bit because we did talk a little bit about family, and we talked about how important your wife is to.
How do you feel about
the kids?
How do you feel about it?
About what?
Family. Like, what's your like?
Is
that a revert? Shut up.
Is it? Family is important.
It's important. Okay.
Obviously, it's.
You got beautiful kids too.
My kids are all special in their own way.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to my 21-year-old today because she's getting married, and we were just talking about the whole ordeal.
Yeah. It's a big deal.
It's a huge,
especially when they're young. Like that's the first time, right?
Yes. She's but she's very mature, very intelligent for her age. She's awesome. She goes to POU. She's a double major. She's working. She's got her own place. I mean, she's doing really, really well for a 21-year-old.
That's really good.
That's been through a lot.
Did she do running start? Is that how she got to?
She got a full ride, man. Full ride scholarship for academics.
She's smarter than you.
She's smarter than me. She's smarter than me.
That's right.
If she hears that, she's gonna be happy I said it.
She's got head on straight.
She's got her head on straight, even through all the highs and lows of because me and her mom, we weren't perfect parents.
Sure.
Yeah. But we did see the potential that she had, and not just sports but music. Yeah. She's got a phenomenal voice.
Wow.
and she was in all of the spirit programs and classes, and academic classes, and she just excelled, and never gave up hope.
That's good. Wow.
I took her to school for the first time to Franklin Pierce, ninth grade, first day orientation. She said, I was like, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go to school? She said, Dad, I want to go to I want to go to PLU. Just when I'm done here, I want to go to PLU. I remember that the first day, ninth grade, she told me that. And everything that she said she wanted to do, she's done it. She's continued to do it and continue to do it.
That's powerful, because like you can always use that for her in a time that she might not feel like, maybe she comes to a point where she doesn't show that. And then you can always sit down with her and say, you know what, when you were this age, this is what you told me. So there's nothing you can't do. You've already proven that you can do. So that, you know what I mean? Just, you can always look at these finish lines in their life and then use that to motivate. That's special. That's good.
Absolutely. And this whole conversation was not supposed to be about me, but I'm gonna say this.
I always feel like
now I gotta
selfish.
Now I gotta say this because it's on my mind. So I'm gonna say this, and then we'll get back to it. But, to me, like, it's been such a challenge for me as a father, because I struggled a lot. Like, my dad never was around. My mom struggled. When he did come around, he was abusive. And so kind of having a father figure to teach you how to be a good person, for one, treat women fair, treat women like you want to be treated. And then when you finally get to a place where you're an adult and you're taking care of your own, putting them before yourself.
It's hard. It's hard. It's a challenge.
And I've dealt with the challenges from all of them. Even my son, I deal with the challenges. Even though he's here all the time, it's still a challenge, because he's a boy. He's different than my girls. But at the end of the day, I've been absolutely blessed, man. I mean, I can never be, mad about where I'm at, because I still have a chance to be in every single one of their lives.
Opportunities.
Yes. Even with all the crutches and potholes that I've done myself.
At the end of the race, at the end of the race, that's what it's going to come down to, is that, man, did I have an opportunity, and did I give myself a chance in those opportunities? And you could always look back now and remember, like, dang, I could be better now. Like, let me just go ahead and just do a little bit better now. You know what I mean? Like, so you might be almost like a better parent to your son younger than you were as David back when the girls were younger. You know what I mean? Because you're able to kind of like off wisdom. You'd be like, man, I kind of was impatient there. I can spend a little more time. So you got it, man. That's the wisdom, bro. That's it.
It's growth,
It's growth. But everyone got to go through it. You learn from. I told my daughter this from basketball. I said, when she wins, I always be like, a quick high five. I'm like, good job. Be proud of yourself. If she loses, I'm like, you did well out there. I say, you always learn from the wins, and you also learn from the losses.
Absolutely.
You got to learn. You learn from both. But I think you learn more from the losses than you do the wins, because the losses hurt. When you feel like you didn't do something well. I've always felt embarrassed about something, or like, man, why didn't I say it like that? I should have said it like this. So like, being able to know that you've learned from it, that's a powerful thing too, going forward. And so allow the forgiveness to be there with yourself, and say, hey man, I gotta just keep pushing. Because if you're caught in the past all the time, you can't look at what the future is in front of you as well. You see what I'm saying? You can remind yourself of the past, but you really, the more present you are, the more, I think there's more liberty in that. There's more opportunity for like, what's next? You see what I'm saying? Try to be present, and that takes practice. That's my thing now. Looking at the kids, is I look at, like, I'm gonna miss them in the house. I'm gonna miss the messes. I'm gonna miss. I try to change my focal point. Like, I like a clean, organized house, but I know if I'm too hard with that, I'm gonna get backlash, but also it's gonna drive me nuts. But I'm gonna miss some of these things too.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So now I let things go to a degree, but you know, I try to be present is important.
Absolutely.
You got it, man. You got it, bro.
Well,
you got it, man.
It's like I've always told my friends. I've probably told you the same thing. I just want to be better than my father.
But don't beat yourself up.
There's
good things about you.
Try not to,
but I do
anyway.
I know a little bit about what you told me with that. There's also good with that. Mm-hmm. There's good with that. I'll tell you why. Because one of the things I learned from challenges is that this is how you protect people too. Sometimes the cross you carry, that ain't you carry the cross for somebody else in a way that the emotional pain or struggles, you ain't trying to do that to your son. You see what I'm saying? So the hardship that you dealt with is like what Christ did for our sins and our burdens and stuff like that. We carrying the cross of the pain and the hurt and the frustration and things like that. We're doing it for them. So you live sacrificially through the emotional hardships for them because you're trying to show them better because you have that in your mind of what you went through. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So you're like, I'm not going to try and do that to that person you love because you know how painful it was. Yeah. So there's wisdom in that. Yeah. But there's also pain. So absolutely. So that's the thing. Is that so it's like, but anyway, that's kind of what I learned from it. Is like, you know what, I can't undo that stuff that I experienced. Yeah. I wish I could, but it's like, you know what, I can change the paradigm of that by trying to excel past that, which I remember from a negative or from a hard time. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Absolutely. And so like once you determine that, you're breaking some curses, you're breaking some things off the family, breaking some things off yourself a little bit from that. You see what I'm saying? Because you get to see their joy in what you didn't have to deal with. Yeah. Because my kids, I feel like that anyway, a little bit. I get them like, you guys have no idea.
I tell them that
like no idea.
All the time.
Like, we used to walk on eggshells. Like you guys
all
have no
the time.
idea,
all the time.
So
you talk back? Oh shoot!
Rob was scared.
You don't talk back.
I mean, there's good times too, but I mean, there was just that generation.
Yeah.
It's just how it was.
Yeah.
And other people, you guys know too. There's no perfect family.
No, there isn't.
I mean, I think like we're so much similar in different ways. Like, I mean, money's a thing. Some people have a lot, some people have a little. But people deal with all kind of stuff, man. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like people. One thing my mom did say, she's like, everyone has their own baggage, Tony. She's like, don't be too ashamed of your baggage. She's like, everyone's got baggage.
Everybody's got it.
Some people just don't talk about it.
Yeah.
And so I feel like, man, just if you can be as honest and transparent about like your experiences, hey, it might be a blessing for someone else.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
There's things you're ashamed of, but it might help someone else because you got through it.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean? Absolutely. That's exactly why we're here. Shoot. So let's get into a couple more questions. We've been on for about an hour. Looks like an hour and 2 minutes. What's up, Lan? If you're still watching, how you doing? My homegirl Lan, she lives out in Chicago.
Cool.
We were talking earlier today about just, the kids and stuff. So.
That's really cool.
Yeah, but let's talk about how important your faith is, man.
Oh, that's cool.
It's cool. It's cool. That's the answer.
It's cool.
How important it is to your day to day?
I don't pray. I don't pray every day, but my attitude and walk is in prayer. Does that make sense? So my value. So like I know like that. That's kind of weird to say it like that. I try to govern myself in principles of the word in my day in, day out life. And I look for opportunities for conversation with people, or if I see something, to be a blessing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I don't look at it as like, and I do an attitude of prayer, but I mean, making that moment, it could be for someone suffering. I'm like, man, Lord, just bless them. When I've had the friends that I just had pass away, I just was so like in shock about who they were as a person and like feeling what their family. So I closed my eyes and said, God, please bless their family. I pray them into heaven. Just like God, if they're sitting in purgatory, please, just like let them into the kingdom of Father God. Their heart, And so it's like getting past ourself. I noticed this when I had hard times. Being a blessing to somebody else or looking to be a blessing in someone else's life sometimes frees you up for where you're at. If you want something, give. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. If you need love, give love. If you want money, give money. You see what I'm saying? That even that's so it's like there's a principle with like giving what you want to receive. Mm-hmm. And so I think if you govern your day in, day out actions, giving someone a smile at the cash register or looking for opportunities to highlight somebody like you do, you know, there's something that you're giving back that will come back to you. You see what I'm saying? So like the faith is Christ came and he gave. Yeah. So I don't have to be Bible thumping and say, you know, wear a shirt that says Jesus is my king, which that's a good thing too. I just think that your day in, day out actions, people kind of understand that fragrance about who you are in relationship to the God you serve or in which you live your life. Because God is a God of excellence. If you live excellent, that will reflect in nature and in character. You see what I'm saying? And then his word is true. Our word, you know, we can be liars, cheaters, you know, so forth and so on. He can't. But if we line ourselves up with what's right, that will show. Does that make sense? Yeah. So those are things I try to keep in mind. And so when I'm out of alignment with that in my heart, I know it's wrong. And so it's a way to check myself. You see what I'm saying? Though? Yeah, absolutely. So it's just like, you know, but spending time, you know, giving thought to that. And it doesn't always, like when you're working and doing things like that, I think if you're anchored in that a little bit there, I think there's those opportunities in your day and day out life that you are reflecting a better nature of yourself with others. And I think that's God's way. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. Like you're trying to uplift a person at work or your kids and you know that they need it. That's God's way. Whatever's right. Whatever is right is right. And what's wrong is wrong. You know what I mean? And if it feels wrong in your heart, it's obviously wrong. Yeah. You know what I mean? It doesn't take a whole lot. Okay. So that would say that, you know, it's not like, but that's important, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what I would come back to on my deathbed or anything like that. I'd say, you know, I'm hoping I made it. Yeah. I hope I made it. I'm trying to be better about it now, especially with the kids. Is I want them to, my father-in-law is a minister. He does great work in the community, and I have good people in my life that I can look up to and see how they're operating. And I watch their sacrifices and I watch how they do things from afar, even though I maybe not be involved, but it's like it's a model to me to see other people that are living the faith life or living in a way that they're trying to uplift people. That inspires me to try and do the same thing. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
You know, is there someone that when you feel like you are just in need of a conversation of somebody?
My wife.
Other than your wife. I was thinking like a male.
Ooh, that's a good one. Just to talk to.
Yeah, when you feeling like
probably my boy Sante Wong, my one of my close friends. He's one of those guys where he's a little bit older, but we're kind of, you know, he wasn't Hall of Fame track and field star athlete. Grew up in the church home. Just has gone through all kind of stuff in his life, but has that foundation. And so he's probably like, dude, he probably don't even know it. Really? I call him, we talk, and it's just, you know, we can get on a level emotionally as men where we're talking about real things and there's no judgment and there's always an uplift. And so you ever have those conversations when you talk to someone where you feel like they don't want nothing from you, but they're giving you everything. Yeah. And you just feel like there's an easy flow to the conversation. They don't care if you have a lot of money. Yeah. They don't care, but they're always cheering you on. Right. He's one of those dudes. I can be like, awesome. I can be like, man, guess what? He's like, that's good, man. I'm so happy for you, bro. You deserve it. I was telling you a long time ago, you should have been doing that. So he's one of those dudes where like, I just feel like no matter what, high or low, I can call him. Yeah. So he's awesome. One of my dudes, man. Yeah.
So, So let me ask you this one last question. I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
We talked about it before, but I'm gonna ask it again. And then we'll figure out what's going on for 2024 with you. But you know, this one is always one that I ask everybody. I just
scenario.
scenarios.
Last time you was asking a scenario.
No scenario.
I was like, man, that's kind of hard one.
I do scenarios, but not today. We're not doing scenarios.
That's what
It's November.
Yeah.
And you know, I've asked everybody that came on, what are you thankful for today?
Oh man, I'm thankful for we talking right now and just being able to talk like this. This is cool. This is how we. This is old school.
I'm always available.
Yeah, you come and be like, hey, what's up? We talking. We just asking questions and just checking in on each other. Right. Circle talk. Right.
Yeah.
So this is good. Yeah. But I mean, thankful for a list is my health. I'm thankful for my kids, my family. I'm thankful for who's living today. And I'm thankful for the vision that I feel like I'm trying to live up to. Like this being able an opportunity to try and live more successfully. Does that make sense? Like, and so it's just like being present for thanking God for like, man, today I got to live a little bit more enriched for where I feel like my life could be going. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So prospering.
Yeah.
You know, an opportunity to prosper, you know, and so like that, I'm just grateful to live, man. I mean, to be an opportunity to be excellent again and again and again.
Yeah, one of the things.
Yeah, so
that's like one of the things that I always say. A lot of times when I get into conversations with people, I'm just thankful for opportunity to just be better, do better, feel better than I felt the day before.
Yeah, go for the run.
Yeah,
you feel like uplifted. Yeah, right. You know, some people can't run.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got a chance to be better. Do your circle talk. Right. See your son. Like there's just things like you're like, man, I had an opportunity to do that today. And it sounds corny. And it really does, because when you're younger, you don't think like that. When you get older, you start thinking like, man, I have a choice to like maybe make a good meal for myself or go eat something well. Yeah. You know, so this is opportunity to live.
Yeah. to
be excellent.
Enjoy this time we have, because, you know, like you said, we lost a lot of people. Dude, you know, this year and last year, it seems like people our age. Yeah. You know, that
community people.
Yeah.
Community people who we really spent time with. We know people know their family, and they've had input in the society. You know, Lucius.
That's crazy.
You know,
I used to work with Lou.
Man, a lot of people work.
Yeah, at Sylvester House.
Oh, you that close.
I worked with him at the Sylvester House.
Yeah, he was with Bernard Barnes. Yeah. You know, those two were like my basketball. Like they
back in the heyday.
They were part of that list of like guys that I wanted to be somewhat like. I mean, Lou's 6'8", 6'9", but he had game. Yeah, you couldn't deny like he's a hooper. Bernard, small guard, hooper. You know, so I remember those guys. Those are like the father figures. Yeah, in a sense, right? Big brothers. You know. Yeah. And Lucius never wanted anything from anybody. He was always positive. He always was easy to talk to. And he loved his family, and he was always trying to uplift people around the game of basketball. Yeah, I remember that. You know,
amazing guy.
So, and then Anthony Johnson, shout out to Anthony, late night kid, 38.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know, passed away, and I had a chance to talk to him years back when he got out of college, and he could have went to the NBA. Yeah, and beautiful family, had his kids young. So I started thinking about, man, he's got kids, and you know, they ain't gonna see his. They're maybe not see the kids are not gonna. He can't see them graduate. So I was thinking about that. So I started really putting some people. Hillis, you know Hillis?
Oh yeah, you know
Jordan Hillis's brother. Jordan Hillis passed away. Yeah, he passed. So anyway, a list of people.
Oh, the Hillis is Mark.
And I wasn't close to Jordan. I wasn't close to. I mean, Jordan's the baby brother. Yeah. I wasn't really close to like the brothers, but I knew the brothers. Yeah. And I knew they were a sports family. Their dad was a good guy. But again, they're part of our community. And so I just feel like the gratitude is like, you know, we're living today, and there's people who don't have a chance to. And sometimes we're living for the people who can't live anymore based on our own efforts to do better today.
Yeah.
And so that's what got me thinking more intimately about the holidays, and then also planning my day in out life to be a little bit better. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like, you get my mother's 76. She just turned 76. And, I see her and she talks to me and I get to see where she goes, has to get taken care of. And at the end of the day, I'm looking at all these older people, and these people had lives.
Yeah.
They had a little bit more energy, right? And it's like, I wonder if I interviewed each one, did you live the way you wanted to live?
Yeah.
You
just
see what I'm
ask
saying?
that one question.
Did you get what you wanted out of this life? Or would you do this different with your kids? Or what would you tell me?
Wow.
And I guarantee it'd be a deep conversation.
It'd be a deep conversation.
I guarantee it'd be like, I wish you, and you hear people talk, they post stuff like this on Instagram, like, when you get 60, you don't care what people think about you. You know what I mean? And they start having these qualifiers, these things that I think that's true. I think the older you get where you take your risk, take your shot. At the end of the day, no one, if you're caring too much about what people think about you, you're almost giving someone a lot of power over you. You see what I'm saying, though? Yeah. And so you have to really, just try to aspire yourself to live a little bit better and be grateful for that. So.
Yeah, man.
No,
that's deep, though.
It's deep, man. It's deep.
But it's true, though.
For real, bro.
It's true.
Yeah, man. You got these conversations are good.
Yeah.
Who's on here now? Who are we looking at?
It's still in.
Awesome.
But hey, you know what, man? Like, awesome. I do appreciate you coming over here talking to me and just digging in a little bit about, family and faith. I think, I don't necessarily want to end, but, it is getting kind of late for you and me both.
You had one more question, I thought.
I did.
Forgot.
My one question was, if it all ended today, what do you want people to think about you?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, people are gonna be like, he was a good basketball player. He played a lot.
Is that what you want them to think about you?
No, I don't. No, that's a hard one. I don't know. I think, like we talked about, just Anthony was a cool cat. He was family oriented. Loved his family. Loved to work out. I think what people see me doing now is what they'll remember. You know what I mean? Everyone will have a different, probably relationship perspective of who I am versus like me knowing what they think about me. But I think for what I've shown people is, a guy probably a workout fanatic, you know what I mean? Or he was had a bad temper. I don't know, bad temper back when he was younger. It could be a lot of things. But I think overall it's like, dude had beautiful kids, loved his family, and just dude was a cool cat, at the end of the day. I've been to these things. And that's really what it comes down to is your what do they call that? What's that? Survived by. You're survived by boom, 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 boom. And then it's all about what they remember about you. And it's like, dude, they might crack jokes. They might, it's just, that's what it comes down to is the memories and what people, how you touch people's lives. My goal right now is to not be selfish with what I know and give back in a way of my experiences. So I'm like an open book where I'm going to tell you what I know. And if I don't know it, I don't know it, but I'm going to give you the best of what I can give you. As far as a resource connection, personal experience. I feel like I'm at that age now where I can do that, like an older man. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I'm like, hey, this is what
don't even look. A day over.
I appreciate it. But that's my thing now. Like finances, like save your money and start investing. Start take care of your health. Like I have like things that I feel like are important. Like health is wealth. Like drink more water, get more sleep, lower your stress level. Get fresh air, go for walks every day. Take care of your health, find time to do that. Find time to organize your life in a way that you can get the results that you want to get. Clean the house, get organized in your home. Your home is where you can practice better skills. That's what I can tell people. So anyway, that's what I feel like, just trying to live to inspire in a way that I'm evolving.
Yeah, for sure.
In a sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my brand, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. So what's your plan for 2024? Is there anything that we can look forward to you getting into? Because I know you got your certificate.
So I got my National Academy of Sports Medicine certificate, and I'm working
Congratulations.
on. I know. I'm working on other certifications for through National Academy of Sports Medicine modules, and then creating training programs for sports performance. And then I work for part-time. I work for a physical therapist up north, G4 athlete, and there's clients that we have there, and I'm able to program for some of the clients in that community, and basically try to continue that vehicle as long as I can, and evolve that in my community, and then look to continue to learn and develop in the area of like sports nutrition, sports performance. Awesome, so I'm into it. Yeah. I'm into it. If I can do that every day, that's going to be my thing.
Yeah.
And then just be active. I always want to feel like I'm on a vacation. That's like my fitness goal. Like when you go on vacation, you're like, I want to look and feel good.
Yeah.
My goal and my mindset is thinking like, I want to feel good. Like I want to feel good and look good as long as I can. Like I'm on a vacation every day.
It's like HIPAA.
Yeah, Chris.
That dude feels good, looks good everywhere. Chris is all over the world.
He's working with my daughter.
Is he really?
Yeah, and I told him, I was like, bro, because my daughter's at this age, go back to my daughter, so she listens to other people.
Yeah.
More so in that way than she would listen to me.
Yeah.
So because Chris, I told him, we actually connected like 3 weeks ago, a month, and I said, Chris, hey man, I was like, you got to give her the message I can't. And I was just like, I'm only going to get around people I respect.
Yeah.
And know they know how to play the game. And
right.
Jazzy has a lot of good people in her life. She has Alex Montgomery, Chris Hippa, and there's Mosley, Talia Walton, Coach Slater.
Yeah.
So she's got a lot. What I realized with your kids or anyone, it's getting around people of excellence.
Yeah.
And so Chris has been able to give her a few things, and it's been fun because I met Chris's, like, we were probably the stronger ball handlers.
Yeah.
And we've locked horns a lot.
Yeah.
But he's my upperclassman.
Yeah.
Chris was always trying to get us or me to do the right thing when I was at stadium.
Right.
And I always appreciated him for that. And how he is now is who he was back then.
Yeah.
He's just creating a business model.
Yeah.
And so that's all it was, all the heavy ball stuff. We were doing that stuff at the Y with the med balls.
Yeah.
We would grab them off the rack, and we'd grab about 4 or 5 pounds, pound it, and then go get the ball. So we were doing, so it's so crazy how he's been able to take what we used to do as far as drills. And he's evolved now, and now he's got it to a recipe. He's got 40 seconds and 30 seconds here. And I watched him how he does it, and so you could tell he's evolved. It's
amazing.
It's a beautiful.
Shout out to you, man.
Chris is solid.
It's solid.
Yeah. He's got 2 babies.
Yeah.
2 twins.
Didn't he have twins?
Yeah. Well, and they look all like little Gerber babies.
Yeah.
Cute kids. Beautiful family.
Yeah. Beautiful family. Beautiful family. Well, hey man, this has been a good conversation, brother.
Man,
I appreciate you for coming and hanging out with me today.
Yeah,
I know it's been a wild day.
It's been wild.
Life happens. Things kind of get in the way, and we just got to maneuver and make it work. But I'm glad you came, and
I appreciate it.
We got into it, bro.
This is dope.
Like, we probably do it again 6-7 months down the road.
Yeah, we'll just schedule rotation.
Every 6 months we'll get together and have a conversation about what's new in your life.
Yeah, for real. You got any plans for the holidays coming up, for Christmas and all that stuff? Are you kind of stoked about it? Or kind of just how you
holidays are different for me, bro.
Isn't it?
They're way different because I work for the state
too.
Yeah,
so
Yeah. So I mean, my holidays aren't here.
Yeah.
A lot of time.
Work. Yeah.
A lot of time. Well, I love my job. And the reason why I do is because I love the opportunity to make them feel better
about where things are at.
Well, basically, it's just making them feel better about where they're at where they was before I showed up.
Yeah.
So when I walk in the building, they light up. Right. They're excited. They know that I'm going to be a positive in their lives for the hours that I'm with them.
That's the part I'm talking about. Giving. That's the ground. That's that part of what I said, like that. you asked me like, how is your faith?
Yeah.
Your anchor, that is working, that energy source, that
absolutely,
uplift, that uplift. Yeah. That's where God has you working, where time gets expired based on how you're able to pour in people's life. Mm-hmm. And so that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's
which is really crazy
when you're giving like that. That's pouring into people is the most powerful thing.
Yeah. Anybody at my job that's watching right now, that's why I go to work every day. They're like, because they all know I got a degree. I can go and do something and make more money and whatnot, but it's not about that. I love the opportunity to help.
You're a people person, David.
I love it.
You're a people person. So that's why
I continue to do what I do. And same will apply for Christmas. I think Christmas is on Monday this year though.
Yeah.
So I will probably be here actually with the kids. So it'll be a nice Christmas with the family.
Praying for those people out there too. Yeah.
Have to.
Yeah,
have to.
For sure.
Always have to pray for those out there because the need is just insurmountable. So many.
It doesn't have to be gifts. I think like our budget, because of certain things, is a little tight this year, and we're going to get the kids like 1 or 2 gifts, really, and then we're going to look to have a good dinner with people we can, and then look to be a blessing to other people.
Absolutely.
That's really what it comes down to. Is like it could be baking cookies for the neighbor, or just writing some Christmas cards and letting people know what you think of them. And it doesn't always have to be monetary. Yeah, I think that's
a beautiful thing.
Yeah, because it's like we get so caught up in that, and I think that's not what it's about. And so it's about being together, making moments, making memories, and trying to be a blessing in other people's life. And then hopefully by doing so, you're blessed too, and so forth and so on. Keeping that energy going, is important. So,
good energy. Absolutely. I truly believe in that. And I've been really working. I know we're still going. I apologize, you guys. We're still going, but
rounds.
It's good. It's good meat. It's good meat. Good. Potatoes for you guys. But for my kids, I'm the same way. I tell them, hey, give me 3 gifts that you want.
Simple.
And then we'll make sure that we get at least 1. If I can get more,
the older ones want money.
They're really simple.
Little man just wants a few toys and some Pokemon
They're really
cards.
Simple. They're like, money, Jordans, Nike, Air Force Ones.
Done.
That's it.
Love you. Here's a card. Give them little notes.
But we are trying to work on doing the giving back. And finding time to, create moments where we're not just.
My father-in-law suggested this is actually really good. Is why don't we look to adopt a family that may not have it and bless them? That's going to be our Christmas gift to other people. I said that's a really good idea. So I just feel like it sounds cliche and corny, but I think that you should be looking to bless somebody. If you have it in your means, look to be a blessing to somebody.
Absolutely.
Else. That's just the truth. It doesn't take a lot. It could be a card. It could be just, hey, here's a Starbucks gift card. I see you get coffee every day, and I just want you to know, hey, Merry Christmas. Just little things. It depends on what's on your heart with people.
Absolutely.
But I think
anybody, really quick, and then we're gonna go. I promise you, we're done. But really quick, I have been doing Secret Santa Christmas gift giveaway for the past 3 years. We are doing it again this year. Since we're talking about it, might as well go ahead and plug it out. If you guys would like to participate and help raise money so that we can, help other families, that's what we're doing. We're going to do that, and we'll raise money until the 22nd of December, and then I'll go to the store and buy however many presents I can buy for these families. And then I would deliver them on Christmas. I dress up in my little elf outfit. And I'm serious.
Okay,
I'm serious. I got an elf outfit.
I just feel like you're a little bit shorter than me, and you said elf outfit.
Yeah,
I was like, that's.
I got the whole hat, and I got glasses. But it's necessary. I've been doing it for 3 years. This is year 4. If you guys would like to participate, please. Either you can donate to Circle Work 24/7, 365 below, or you can get in contact with me. I have a list of gifts that we're looking for. That I've already talked to families that are looking for specific gifts. If you would like to help, hit me up. We'll get you the information to help this family out. But secret gift giveaway,
We're trying to raise a little bit of money. If you want to drop a couple dollars in there so that we can get to our goal, which is $1,000.
It's not too bad.
It's not bad at all.
We got people that
$1,000.
We got a lot of people on social media here, and maybe we can reach a few people.
5 here, 10 here, 10 here,
30, 50.
You know what I'm saying? Before long, it's a done deal, and then we can go out and fulfill people's put something under people's trees for Christmas. So
that's cool.
Let us know if you want to do it. But we're gonna get out of here because it's been an hour and a half.
Thanks for tuning in.
Good show today. Thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with us. Thanks again, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
Appreciate you, brother. Love you, man. It's my guy. Yep. It's my guy. So next, we'll have Brendan Nelson will be on Friday at 8 p.m. So please make sure you guys tune in. 23 Days of Christmas is starting this weekend. I'm doing a person all Christmas long. Well, from December 1st to December 24th. I'm going to be doing people every single day. I don't know how I'm going to make it happen. But
you can make it happen.
But
I've
got no choice. Takes, I ain't already signed up for it, so it's going down.
He's got 30 miles in him. You know what I mean?
Yes,
he can run around and do some more.
I do a little run. A little run.
That's actually really good though.
That's
3 miles. That's good.
It's
not too much. It's not too much, but it's like a sweet spot.
Once I'm done, I need to take me like a hot bath because my back be on fire.
Tired. We gotta work some.
I'll
show you some stuff.
Oh,
I gotta work with myofascial release, soft tissue stuff.
There it is. There it is. We're gonna get it in. But thank you guys so much. We're gonna get out of here. But y'all have a blessed evening. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Thanks.
Peace.
Bye. That was good.
Through digging in the ups and